Hello, I am Scrapping Orca and I'm a scrapbooker from Sweden. Today I wanted to show you this amazing and fun fold cross slider card. This is a real super easy and fun card and it looks just amazing. And if you rather use the metric systems, I will give you all the measurements in the end of the video. So just keep watching and I give you all the measurements for the card later on. Okay, so let's start doing this cross slider card. I pre-cut some pieces as I usually do, and yeah, so this one is the card base. Measurements on this one is 10 times 6, and I'm just gonna score this one in the middle, so let's just start with that. So this one will be scored at 5 inches. So like that. Just fold it in the middle. Use the bone folder. So now the card base is ready. And before I can put anything other on this card, I have to put on all, or at least the design paper on the inside. So let's do that. I cut all of these pieces from a paper series that comes from some of these amazing magazines that you can find. So this is the front side and this is inside. So let's just put them on, and of course the measurements on this one is 1/4 of an inch smaller than the card, which in this case is 4 3/4 times 5 3/4. So let's just put them on. Okay, so there we go. Now we got a front side and inside. So I'm gonna decorate this, the last thing that I do. So let's do some more folding and put this one aside to let it dry. For number 2, we need a piece. We need this piece, and we can call this the folding piece because this is the piece is gonna fold everything up and down. So this one is 6 inches times 5 inches. We're gonna score this a few times. First, I'm gonna score this a 1/2 inch here. And then I'm gonna score this at 3, which is in the middle. And then I'm gonna score this at 5.5 inch. So now half the scoring is done. Now I have to turn this one, and you can either you have one of these that can make it easier for you to score diagonally, or you just have to find a line to score. Use your scoring board. That's when these lines come in handy. When you see you have that line here and you have it down here, which means I'm gonna score from this corner down to the other corner. And now you can see I have a marked scoring line here and here, which means I don't actually need this one, so this is just makes it easier. So I'm gonna turn it around. So I'm gonna score this to here. So and now you see I got a perfect little star here. You see? So this one is scored and ready. So let's just fold all the pieces. Okay, so all the pieces now has been folded. Now let's fold it how it's supposed to look. Okay, so these pieces are supposed to go inwards. And if you have these two pieces that goes inwards, these two these lines are gonna be a mountain, and this is the straight line in the middle is going to be a valley. So you get a triangle like this, and it's supposed to fold like this. For this, you could, if you like, now I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna decorate these two triangles. I got two triangles here, and the triangle, if you measure from the point to the corner, you have the square size, and this one is 3.5 inch, which means that the square that I cut is 3 1/4 inch that I cut in half. So I'm just gonna put this on. This is the piece. So now I'm gonna put this onto the card. And oh, I forgot a piece. Just snip off the edges here. So we don't want to see those when we glue. So just snip them off a teeny tiny bit so you don't see them. The card, fold it upwards. And now, so let's put this line that I scored in the middle, has to go align with the middle of the card here. So just line it up. Put the glue on the flabby flap that you just cut the corners on. And fold this inwards. Bit messy. And now you have to make sure it, now you have to make it in the middle. In the middle. So just both the scoring line here and as much in the middle. Like that. And fold this one up. And pull this one in underneath. And now we're gonna fold this together. Gonna do like that. So I'm gonna let this one dry. And we're gonna score the last two pieces. And it's these two pieces, and these are the pieces that I'm gonna put something on later on. And these pieces are 5.5 inch times 2.5 inch. And I'm gonna score them in the middle. And if it's hard for you to score them in the middle, just fold them like the old way we did before the scoring board, you know. This is one. And two. Oops. So, all the scoring done. So here are the pieces. Now I'm gonna decorate them. And if you want to have some stamps on them or anything you want to do that before putting it on the card. You know what I usually do. Usually forget that. Which, yeah. So I cut these pieces, and depending on what size of these ones you want, just cut them a bit smaller. So, like that. Maybe we want something here and something here. So I'm gonna put them on here first. So there we go. Didn't sign up for all this cleaning when I started scrapbooking. So let's put this onto the card. So I'm gonna put them on like this. And also you have to have the middle over the middle, and I'm gonna do one side first, and I'm gonna do the other side next. So now you fold these two up, and then you put the glue on the other side. And then close the card and hold. So, and just a tip, before you glue everything on, make sure that the front is at the right way. So when you fold this upwards, it's gonna look like this. So let's put some bling on it and some decorations on the front side. So this is the card that I did today. It's called the cross slider card. A real cute and fun card to make. Not very hard and looks just amazing. So I've done a few of these before. When I saw this card, I only had it in centimeters in the metric system. So first I did one in the metric system, and at the same time I did one in inch, so I could just translate the measurements. So this one is in inch. This is the same fold, same measurements as the one that we just did. Looks just the same, and this one is from the metric system, so this one is in centimeters. I'm gonna give that in the end of the video. I'm gonna give you all the measurements that I've used for this one. So, and on this one you can also see that I put on a white cardstock on the back so I can write something, because this card is for a colleague that's going to retire. So it says retirement and for you, Jonas. So here are the measurements in the metric system. So the card base is 25 centimeters times 15 centimeters. You fold it, score it in the half, which is 12.5 centimeters. And you cut 3 pieces of these for the design paper. I usually use inch when I do cards, so I think like a 1/2 centimeter would be good. If you cut for smaller, you use what you normally do, but the side of the paper here is 15 centimeters times 12.5 centimeters. So you just do what you want to do over there. And the folding piece, the piece here where you put the flaps on, that one is 15 times 12 centimeters. And you score this 3 times. You score it 1.5 centimeters, 7.5 centimeters, and 13.5 centimeters, which leaves 1.5 centimeters in each side for you to glue upon. Yeah? And then you just score from corner to corner like you did on the other piece. The decoration flaps or flappy flaps, these are 15 times 7 centimeters, and you fold it in half, is 7.5 centimeters. So yeah, so thank you so much for watching my videos. It makes me so happy that you come back and keep watching my videos. So thank you so much for that. If you haven't subscribed, please do. That would make me even happier. And if you like, I really love it if you left a comment and tell me where you're from and watching. So I hope you have a great day and that you take care, and I'll see you in my next video. So bye.